Before I start, I want to ask you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps me share more real stories like this. And if this one hits home, leave your thoughts in the comments. I promise, I'll read every single one. It all started with a text. Not from her, but from a friend. Are you sure everything's okay between you two? I stare at my phone, my thumb hovering over the screen, trying to make sense of the words. My wife, Sarah, had told me she was going to a work party that evening. Nothing unusual there. She loved her job. She loved socializing. But something about that text gnawed at me. I remember walking into the party with her. The music low enough that conversations felt intimate. She was laughing, a little too loudly, maybe a little too easily. I clung to the quiet corners at first, watching her from across the room. Then I noticed it. The way she leaned just a little too close when talking to another man, the hand gestures that brushed against him, the smile, that smile that I had only ever seen when she thought I wasn't looking. I wanted to believe it was harmless, just the warmth of someone at ease. But the small alarm bells in my head kept ringing. A missed call from her an hour earlier, a subtle buzzing from her phone in her clutch, quickly silenced when she saw me glance. I asked myself, am I imagining this? Or has something changed, and I'm only noticing now? I tried to shake it off, telling myself I was being paranoid. But then came the moments that couldn't be ignored. A glance that lingered too long, a whispered laugh that faded when I approached, a sudden excuse to step outside for air. My heart, which had been calm and steady for years, started racing. The unease settled like a weight in my chest. And then the betrayal revealed itself, not in a dramatic confrontation, but in a quiet, devastating way. I found the messages when she left her phone on the table, screen unlocked. I swore I wouldn't look, but the curiosity, no, the fear was unbearable. Can't wait to see you tonight, winky face. Thinking about you. My wife has no idea. Each word landed like a hammer, shattering the careful reality I had built. I felt sick, dizzy as if the room itself was tilting. It wasn't about the act itself yet. It was the realization that she had been living a secret world right beside me, smiling, laughing, pretending. I remember sitting on the couch after she returned, holding her coat, pretending to adjust the zipper while my mind raced. I wanted to ask. I wanted to shout. I wanted to collapse and let the heartbreak consume me. But I didn't. I just sat, quiet, while she described the party, the jokes, the drinks, the networking. My words felt trapped in my throat, twisted by betrayal. The next days were the worst. Everything became a question mark. Memories we had shared now seemed tainted. That time she stayed late at the office? The weekend getaway she claimed was a girls' trip? Was it all just a lie? I found myself watching her for signs, for slips, for any proof that could confirm betrayal I already feared. And each time, I hated myself for needing it. Then came the confrontation. Not dramatic, not cinematic. Just the two of us in the kitchen, coffee cups in hand, the morning sun cutting through the blinds like a spotlight. I asked her softly, almost trembling, "Is there someone else?" Her eyes welled up immediately. There was no denying it. I didn't mean for it to happen, she whispered, voice breaking. It just happened at the party. I never wanted to hurt you. Hearing her say it, hearing her guilt, her fear, her confession, didn't make it hurt less. It made it worse. Because I realized that someone I loved, someone I trusted completely, had chosen a moment of selfishness over the life we had built. We didn't fight. There were no shouting matches or slammed doors. We just sat there, the kitchen silent except for the hum of the fridge, absorbing the reality of what had been broken. And in that silence, I made my decision, not out of anger, not out of revenge, but out of self-respect. I told her we needed space. I told her I needed time to rebuild trust, if that was even possible. She nodded, tears streaming, and I felt a strange mixture of sorrow and relief. Sorrow for what we had lost, relief for the clarity I had finally gained. The hardest part wasn't anger. It was the small, quiet heartbreaks, remembering the way she used to hold my hand, the inside jokes, the moments that now felt like illusions, each memory a knife twisting, reminding me of what had been real and what had been stolen. But with that heartbreak came something else: strength. I learned that love alone isn't enough when trust is broken. I learned that my heart is resilient, that even in betrayal, I could stand, breathe, and reclaim myself. And maybe one day I could forgive, not for her, but for me. So here I am, months later, not bitter, not broken, just wiser, just cautious, just learning to rebuild a life I thought I'd lost without letting it define me. And if you've ever been there, if you felt that quiet sting of betrayal, I want you to remember, it's okay to feel, it's okay to grieve, and it's absolutely okay to choose yourself first. If this story touched you, share your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your experiences, your heartbreaks, and your recoveries. And don't forget to subscribe for more real, human stories that make us question love, trust, and the choices we make.